Conor, obviously, everyone knows, said very, very hurtful things about Khabib, his father passing, and comparing it to good and evil and all this. He went over the line. Khabib basically said what we would expect, knowing him. He said it was wrong. He's an evil person, and a real human that's a good person wouldn't have said something like that. And it didn't change Khabib's opinion of Conor. I don't think it's a headline I want to ask you about and get your opinion on, but I know Khabib, Khabib. He doesn't like him. It's not going to change anything. It just made it one more reason not to like him.
Well, in all fairness, it's one reason why who should like him for a comment like that. How many people do you know lost their family, lost their business, lost everything because of COVID, and you make fun of it?
Yeah, you're right.
You say COVID good,
Father evil. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So you're saying to all those poor people that lost their family, lost their business, people that committed suicide over what this tragedies happened to the whole world, and you think you're making a mockery of it by trying to attack someone's father by using that? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. And that's not fair for all those poor people that are watching this podcast or seeing his comments. It's just another knife to dig in people's hearts, and he's an idiot. He's flat out an idiot. He's out of control, and he's an idiot. I'm sorry. He's an idiot. And forget, this has nothing to do with Khabib's father. This has something to do with those comments he made on COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, we already know how he thinks about Khabib and everything. That's all fine. But you make a comment like that, I mean, all the money in the world is not going to allow you to just keep continuing to get away with some of the stupid things you say. And he's been saying a lot of stupid things. And it's obvious to me that his coaches, which I think they're good guys, can't control him. And what do you do if you have a guy like that? What do you do?
Yeah.
He's your money cow. He's your guy. What do you do as his coach? I don't think his coach is a bad guy at all. I don't think any of his coaches are bad guys. I think there's only one other person in their group that is not so cool, and everybody knows who he is. But other than that, I think his coaches are good dudes. Even all the fighters that are with him, I think, are decent. It's just him. It's like he's got everything. He's got all the money, but he doesn't have the one thing that he used to have, the respect of the whole world as a fighter.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that anymore, and maybe he's angry because he doesn't have that anymore. Who knows? I don't know. I just know that he should have never text those words ever. That's just, and if, for me, it's like, man, no, it's not acceptable. Not acceptable.
And I think another thing about this that's interesting is, it's one thing when you talk about someone you got a fight lined up, or you have a potential fight lined up, or you're talking to a fighter where maybe a fight could get lined up. It's different when you're talking to somebody who you're not going to fight because he already kicked your ass and he retired. It's like, now it's kind of like cowardice too a little bit, because it's like when your friends are holding you back and you're talking shit. He knows he's not going to fight Khabib in a main fight, and he knows that's not going to draw him in, because he knows Khabib's more mature than that. He's not going to fall. Khabib would be doing what Conor wants, and Khabib would never do what Conor wants. So Conor could say whatever the hell he wants. He's not going to force Khabib to do a damn thing. And so it was kind of weak, I think, in my opinion, that he's attacking somebody, A, that kicked his ass fast or dominantly, and then B, that he's not going to fight again. So he's just being a dick for no reason. And I hate talking bad about people, especially Conor and big guys in the sport that's done big things. But after that comment and before that comment, to be honest, I'm the same way. To me, like, in my opinion, I'm like, fuck him. I don't give a shit about Conor. Conor could want to be on this podcast, and I would literally tell him no. And like, I know that's like, it's a big deal because Conor's the biggest star in the sport, but I literally have zero respect for him. And I want to have respect for people that I have on the podcast, and I just don't see him as like a good person. And I think it also proves that money doesn't buy class. I mean, the guy's got a ton of money. He's on the Forbes list, #1. He's above Ronaldo right now, or was. And then he says shit like that, talks about Dustin Poirier's wife while he's sitting down with the fucking broken, whatever, sitting there, and already lost the fight. Now he says this about Khabib. The guy's just out of control, I think, in my opinion. So.
Well, yeah, from my perspective also, I was a fan, even though I didn't like him. I still was a fan of his fighting.
No, he's done a lot.
Appreciative of how good he was and how good he could actually be. But now, after those comments he made, because the whole world suffered, bro, the whole world. Yeah. I'm not talking about Khabib. I'm talking about the whole world.
Yeah.
I don't care no more. I'm no longer a fan. I could care less to watch him. Before, I was like, I tuned in to watch him. I said that. I made those comments that I would tune in to watch him. Now, No. I don't care. I don't care about it. I won't tune in to watch them anymore.